Today, someone asked me, what is journaling? And I realized that I've taken for granted what journaling means to me because it has been a practice for so long. If you look at the etymology, the word comes from French, originally from Latin, and means a daily record. But a journal can be much more than just a record. It can be your brain on paper. For me, it is a place to work out my thoughts, my emotions. It is a place to externalize my thinking for greater objectivity. And when I look back over my journals for many years, I'm able to make meaning out of my life trajectory. It is also a place where I can integrate visual, verbal, emotional, and analytical thinking. And as the etymology implies, a daily habit of journaling really makes a difference. When I was getting ready for my trip to Tanzania, I practiced sketching every single day, spending multiple hours drawing African mammals, and I combined that with my other journaling practices, but that repeated drawing of African mammals really prepared me for my travels. When traveling, journaling has been even more important for me than it has been at home. Whether I'm in an airport, in a foreign country, having a journal gives me something to do, including drawing people at the airport. When I was in Tanzania in the Serengeti, it was the center of what I was doing. When I went to Ecuador, it was also. And when I went to Costa Rica, it provided a new perspective that showed me a lot more. In the Amazon, while I was journaling, I would often find cool animals like this praying mantis that would come and hang out with me. And using the journal allows you to pay more attention to the world around you.
So I'm just doing some sketching here at Cal Academy of Sciences, and I filled 11 pages before lunchtime, so I feel like I can do a little indulgent video here, but just pushing myself to draw fish in movement as much as possible. It's a challenge, and also drawing in a public place is always challenging.
In the next 10 years, I am planning on journaling in the most endangered and biodiverse ecosystems on the planet, using my journal as a place to record images and words about some of the species that will go extinct in my lifetime. Whenever I can, I practice drawing at natural history museums, zoos, and aquariums. By training in these information-dense environments, I get the preparation I need so that when I'm in the high-stakes situation of journaling in the biodiverse regions of the world, I will be prepared.
How to convey the gestalt of the organism without all of the details. Also, something I'm really interested in on crocodilians are these tail fins and the hydrodynamics of the animal.
I also teach nature journaling locally where I live in California to help people form a connection to the environment where they live.
Because at a certain point there's enough rain that it blows out into the ocean, and that's when the salmon can come back in. So aesthetically interesting to me, and also ecologically and bioregionally significant. That's basically what nature journaling is for. Some more of my personal...
I integrate everything into a single journal. So sometimes when I share my nature journal with people, they'll flip to another page and they'll see my personal journaling. And they'll ask, what the hell is this weird writing? So a lot of people when they were kids invented their own alphabet or secret language for their journal. And I think the most important question to ask is, why did they stop? I kept doing that. And for me, it's partially an aesthetic practice because I like the way that it looks. It also means that I can write things that people don't know what it says. And it provides a neuroplasticity exercise for my brain. I also like to draw a lot of Mayan hieroglyphs. Go figure.
I met with my business advisor, and during that time I took notes in here, so I like to use my journal for practical things as well as esoteric things. So that's a real good case in point, because from this page, you know, you go to this page and this is like so practical. And I think that a journal is a really good place for you to lay out both sides of your brain, even though I don't necessarily believe in that oversimplified hemispheric split of the brain thing. When nature journaling, it's good to follow the thread of your own curiosity.
Some personal things just can't be expressed in words, and that is what art is for.
Here's some planning that I did. It's fun to make. It's good to take some of the really left brain stuff and try to, you know, color it in and make it more interesting and aesthetically interesting.
When it comes down to it, my main interest is learning. And there's something about a journal that provides a forgiving place to practice. It is based on iteration. Each day you flip to a new page, or every minute you flip to a new page. So you can try drawing something multiple times, you can sketch something, you can put your ideas onto paper, you can put your thought process onto paper. You can keep trying and flip the page and try again. And that for me is the most powerful thing about journaling, because I know that this is not a finished piece that is going to go hang on a wall. This is part of my learning process, and each time it's going to get better.
This is a Stilman and Birn Gamma series sketchbook that I use, and I've been filling a ton of these. I probably have like 30 of them that I've filled, and like I always say, you know, journaling is one of those foundational habits, and for me it's the most important habit that I have. It's a great routine. No matter what you do, what your interests are, journaling is always a good way to go. Bye.
A shout out for Meta Seeger and Constance Taylor for becoming my first patrons on Patreon. Okay, so while I've been working on this video, 2 new people have joined in on the Patreon page. So I'm super happy to give a shout out to Roberta Alexander, my mom, and Karen Wynn, who I've known since I was a little kid. So thank you both. This is the shout out for Patreon patrons.